Hi everyone, welcome to my Maker's Journal. My name is Eke and my channel is called Kleine Fluisteringen, which translates to small whispers to English. I'm from the Netherlands, from a small town, and well, this is my space to share all my creative makes. I love to sew and I love to knit. I've been longing to make a podcast format for a while, but I feel like I'm a forever beginner and well, I just didn't feel confident enough to make this. For a couple of months I thought it would be nice just for myself to document the things I've been making and maybe find some like-minded people who also love my aesthetic and just making in general. In this podcast, I will talk about sewing and knitting. I'm gonna try to film some B-roll as well from all the projects I've been making, like my finished objects, but also my whips, so my works in progress. It's a work in progress as well. I'm just trying to figure out what suits my style, what I like to do. I'm a photographer as well, so I'd like to make more cinematic content as well, but videography is just a whole another level of capturing beautiful images and life in general. But yeah, I'm just exploring as I go along. I've been knitting for a couple of years, but I'm a sort of on and off maker. I can be in like a really hyper focus period where I'm completely focused on one project. I think I'm quite a monogamous maker, but I do try to start some different projects because some projects are just very big or intricate, and then just a simple stockinette knitting pattern is nice to have to just mindlessly knit. Sewing is a whole another level. I think it takes more time because you have like different phases of cutting the fabric or just putting the fabric pieces together, like the paper pattern, cutting the fabric. Yeah, it's just a lot of different kinds of steps, I think. I'd like to start with my knitting projects. Okay, so let's talk about knitting. Especially with knitting, I feel like a forever beginner. With every new project, I'm very intimidated and it doesn't really come easy to me. Reading patterns, and it's very mathematics, which I am just not. I'm not good at. It just doesn't come naturally. But I do really like the end result or like the end product. And recently, I have to say, I am more loving the progress as well. So I'm going to share my most recently finished object, which is the Sorgenfree Turgel, I think. The Sorgenfree scarf. The pattern is by Guri Pedersen, and it's this beauty. It's this beautiful texture, quite simple, but it was my first attempt with making something textured. And I thought a scarf or like accessory would be a nice first project. The yarn is this Drops Baby Merino in the color Wheat, which is color 59. It was a very nice knit. It was a very healing knit for me because I started it in a period where I was grieving. Don't want to get into much detail. You can find a post on my Instagram page about it. So this was one of the projects I started as just having something in my hands and making, and just to distract me a bit from all the big feelings. And I think the pattern is very hands-on. I understood it quite easily, so that was a nice surprise. And yeah, I think it turned out really neat. I really love the stitch definition with this yarn combination, and it's fairly soft. I really like it. It turned out great. I currently have one whip, which is the Dew Tea. I think I'm pronouncing it correctly, I'm not sure, by Fiber Tales. It's this really simple but feminine and kind of romantic tea. It was also a cast on I did during my grieving time, because I had saved it for, I think, over a year already. When I casted it on, I then read the pattern and it said a crochet edge. I'm not a crocheter, but I have a friend who's a very skilled crocheter, so she'll be helping me. She will be helping me out. I have it here in this project bag by Yuta. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that correct as well. Yuta makes, and she makes these beautiful project bags with gorgeous embroidery, and yeah, it's a perfect size. I think it's the medium size. I'm not sure if she even carries medium. Well, it's not the largest, I think. God, I can't remember. I'm so sorry. But it's nevertheless, it's very beautiful. I'm almost finished. The only thing left to do is the crochet edge, which I'm going to meet with her this tomorrow evening. Here it is. I will show you some b-roll as well. I've knit this in Drops Bell in the color, I have one skein left. It's this beautiful moss sagey green, and the color is number 10, and I think it's called moss green. It's my first time knitting with Drops Bell, and I'm liking it. It's a nice, wait, I have to get rid of the bag. I was afraid that it would be very splitty. Yeah, it was okay. Here and there are some stitches that look kind of, yeah, sloppy because of all the different threads. I think it's a cotton viscose linen blend, if I'm correct. Yesterday I finished the armholes with the I-cord edging. It was my first time doing an I-cord edge this way, where you pick up stitches along the neckline and armholes. And the neckline turned out a bit too tight, so you see it pulling a bit. I still have to block it gently, and I hope that it will relax more. I tried to be more loose with my armholes because I really didn't want them to be too tight. I think they turned out great. I've knit the size M, medium. The fabric is quite heavy, so if I were to knit this again, I would choose a different yarn. Maybe Sandnes Garn Line, I'm not sure. Just something that is more lightweight. But I think this will be great for spring and autumn as well. So very like the seasons changing. So that's the Dew Tea by Fiber Tales. Yeah, I think the color is amazing. Let's talk about knitting plans. I'm a pretty slow maker as well, so I have to plan ahead. So I'm planning a very wintry sweater, which is the Nova sweater by the Knit Pearl Girl. It's going to be my first colorwork project. I've never done colorwork. I contemplated on starting something small like accessory as well, but I just want to have a colorwork sweater. So I was just, okay, let's go for it. I asked some people on my Instagram account any tips or suggestions, because I really wanted to make the Harriet sweater, which is a very popular colorwork pattern, but the construction is also quite new to me. So I was a bit overwhelmed to start that one, because I would I would need to do some new construction things, but also colorwork at the same time. So yeah, that felt a bit scary. So I got some suggestions starting a yoke sweater. Yeah, so I was just browsing through Ravelry and I found this one. It's a free pattern as well, and I'm going to make it with the suggested yarn, which is the lead lopi. I've chosen these two colors. It's my first time knitting with lead lopi, also 100% Icelandic wool, very rustic, very prickly. So, but I'm planning on wearing it with like a long sleeve underneath it, also as like an outerwear piece. Yeah, I think these colors are very pretty together. I saw a project of someone from a different pattern, but I was browsing lead lopi combinations on Ravelry. And yeah, I thought these two were very soft and gentle looking. Maybe you've noticed, but I really love neutral colors. I did a color analysis for myself a couple of years ago online with a pretty big company, and it turned out I'm a soft summer palette, which I kind of, yeah, suspected, because I've always been drawn to more softer colors. So these are really up my alley. So I'm very curious how I'm gonna tackle that project. It will be like a summer holiday project when the days are not as hot as they are now, because we're having a heat wave here in Europe. I think overall in the Netherlands it's been like 30 degrees, which is heat wave weather here. And next week it's gonna be the same. So yeah, it's getting really hot. I'm sweating as well here. But I really wanted to start recording because I really felt the itch to start, and the courage as well. So I was like, okay, I need to do this, but it's quite hot. Anyway, so that's the Nova sweater by the Knit Pearl Girl. As I was planning my Nova sweater to be my next project, I was like, okay, but when the days are as hot as this week, do I really want to knit with 100% Icelandic wool? I ordered some more drop spell in this beautiful color. It's color 2, which is Natur, I think. Yeah. Again, on the website, it looked more cool, like a cool neutral, but it's slightly warmer, to the point where I'm like maybe a bit too warm for my complexion. But maybe with like a jeans it will cool down a bit, you know, neutralize the warmth in the color. And I'm planning to make the Peacock Tee by Lenit. She has so many beautiful patterns. This is going to be my first lace pattern. Again, I could have chosen an accessory to practice. I have practiced eyelets in the High Bedena from Ozetta, which was quite challenging to read the chart, but yeah, I have more confidence now, so I'm just going to tackle this project. I really, really like the look of it, and it's again like a yoke construction, I think, if I'm not mistaken. So the hardest part is going to be in the beginning of the project, and then it's just stockinette. So yeah, I thought that would be a nice, more summery project, and I think that that piece would also really work in autumn, because last autumn we had quite hot weather, even in the beginning of October. So yeah, and I'm just curious how I will do with lace work. If you're only here for the knitting, then thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Yeah, if you also like sewing, or you're just curious what I'm making or what I've made, then yeah, keep on watching. I've been sewing for over, I would say, about 15 years, which sounds like a lot of experience, which again, I feel like an forever lasting beginner. I think that's just because I'm very like a mood maker. So when I'm in the mood, I take on a sewing project and I'm like in a hyper focus state, and then I can sew like I can leave it for a couple of months, and then it feels like I have to start over again. But I mean, I've done some sewing courses over the years, so I mean the basics are there. It's just sometimes the execution that kind of lacks. So let's first talk about my finished objects. I've recently finished 2, which are the same pattern, which is the Celine blouse by Silver Saga Patterns. Her patterns are very romantic, very Christy Dawn, Shop Dawn, Suzanne inspired. And I really like those brands, but they're quite expensive. And I mean, there's just more joy in making them yourself. First one I made was View C, which is this one. God, does it even fit the frame? Yep, it's made of this gingham cotton. It's kind of gray, very muted sage color. I thought it was quite a lightweight cotton, but during sewing, I stumbled upon an issue, which I also have with the other one I made, which is the back, because it's quite bulky. I couldn't get it very neat. I mean, it's okay. I don't think you see it, but yeah, I was a bit disappointed because everything went really well and turned out quite neat. But there was just a lot of bulk with the seams in the bias facings. When you look at it like this, it doesn't really read cropped that much, but for my taste, it's a bit too short. So I made the next one a tad longer. The sleeves are very cute, a bit too puffy for my tastes. It also has to do with the fabric, I think, because it's quite stiff. But it's nice. I like to wear it with jeans. I think it would be really nice with a skirt as well, but then it would be very cottagecore-ish. And I sometimes like to mix feminine cutesy with a little bit more down to earth. So a nice mix of both. But I'm very pleased with it. It looks very cute, I think, on the hanger as well. Yeah, I'll grab my next one. My next one is a sleeveless one, which is this one. It's made from this beautiful, yeah, they call it washed cotton, which has kind of a crinkly feel to it, almost linen-like, I think. I really wanted to make a sleeveless one because I think I like sleeveless things. I mean, especially in summer, I'd like to have like my armpits cool. So, and I made it really a little bit longer, which is a very nice length. This is View A, which has like the ruffle on top along the neckline, and it doesn't have a ruffle at the bottom. I like the ruffles. They're kind of frilly. So, and it's also quite a stiff fabric. So I really had struggles with the ruffles staying sort of horizontally instead of like vertically. So it would be like this. I hand sewn some parts of the ruffle to the top, and I think that really works to flatten them. I also made the armholes wider because wearing the sleeved one, I thought it was a bit cramped, like, yeah, a bit too tight. So I've made this longer. Now it's a bit too long because you can see my bras. Well, some bras, you can see the straps. So it wasn't really necessary. I think the sleeve was tight because of when I attached the sleeve, just the seams. So that's a good thing to remember if I were to make it again, which I probably will, because it's a very nice pattern, very versatile. You can add ruffles, remove them. There's also fuse with like button plackets with buttons, really cute. So yeah, I'll probably make more Celine blouses. So for the summer, I have definitely some sewing plans. The first pattern I'd like to make is the Snow Top by Jules Smith, I think her name is. Very simple, yet yeah, very minimalistic pattern which I really like. It's this kimono wrap style top, and I'd like to make view C, which is the sleeveless one. I'm planning on making it of this beautiful blue linen fabric. It's a gorgeous color, quite bright, but I do think that blues really suit me. I have 2.5 meters, and I think the width of the fabric is 140 centimeters. So I can definitely make the top, but I would really like to make a sort of matching shorts. And yeah, I searched Instagram a lot, and I came across the breezy shorts by Puff and Pencil? Wait. I need to check. Yeah, it's called Puff and Pencil, the company, which I think is a really cute name. But I'm not sure if I have enough fabric. I have no idea how much the snow top takes and how much fabric, and I think I need to make size 10 because I like things a bit more oversized. And what I liked about the breezy shorts is that it has back pockets in the pattern. So there are a lot of shorts patterns without back pockets, and I just think that any type of linen pants, anything without back pockets just really, really is unflattering on me. I don't know. I think I always say to my husband, I feel like I have like a granny ass when I wear something like that. And I mean, probably it isn't, but yeah, I think that adding back pockets is just really flattering for like the fit on the back. And they have like a short and a long version. I think I'll probably do the short version, and I think that will make a beautiful, beautiful set. Yeah, really love this fabric. That's my main project for the summer. Then I came across, I was just looking through my stash of fabric, which I don't have a lot, but I do have some. And I came across this sandy, neutral, embroidered fabric. I think it's a linen. I'm not completely sure because I got this a few years ago. It has these very cute, dainty, small flowers embroidered in it. The problem is, and I don't know why, but I purchased 1 meter, and the width is, I think, 130 centimeters. So it's not a lot, and I'm just not quite sure what to make with it. I was contemplating on making the Josephine top by Mila Oni patterns. I'll put it here. Very cutesy, cottagecore inspired top, and I think it will look very nice with this fabric. I mean, any top will look great. I'm just not sure if I want like spaghetti straps or like a wider strap, and if I have enough fabric. I have no idea, so I have to look into that, but I do want to make that. So I want to make something with this fabric this summer because it's been in my stash for forever, and I think it really needs and deserves a place in my wardrobe. The last pattern I really want to make is the Eleonora dress by Silver Saga Patterns. It's this really romantic dress. I'm not sure which view it is, but the view with like one elasticated waist tie thing accent. I don't really like the double one because I have a larger bust, and I think it I don't think it's flattering, or it's going to be flattering on my body. I have a couple of fabric choices from my stash, but I think I'm going to make this one first. Maybe I'll do another one, probably, which is this fabric. It's this linen cotton mix, and it's a bed sheet. I bought it secondhand, so it's kind of thrifted on Vinted, which is kind of like the European Depop equivalent. And it's very, very large. There's a lot of fabric. I think it's like 290 centimeters by well, I don't know. It has a lot of fabric because it's also double-sided. And it's 50-50, so 50% cotton, 50% linen. It's gonna be so beautiful. It's got this taupe background with white flowers and sort of green, sage green flowers, and like in the middle, that pop of yellow. I think that's great. I really want to make more yellow stuff, like that buttery, warmish kind of pastel yellow. But for me, as a soft summer palette, it's quite difficult because my tone is neutral to cool, so I really need to make sure it's not too warm. But I don't really like the cool toned buttery yellows. So yeah, but I think, yeah, this will make a gorgeous, gorgeous Eleonora dress. And the thing is, I'm planning, I mean, summer holidays are coming and I have a lot of weeks off, and I'm planning to stay at Vlieland, which is one of the islands in the Netherlands. We have a tent there on the campsite. It's a beautiful camping site. It's against like the dunes, and yeah, so I'll be staying there for at least almost a month, and then I'm going to Portugal with my husband. My husband is also coming to Vlieland, but he has less weeks vacation. I had this crazy idea to bring my sewing machine to the island, so I can sew in the tent. I mean, I think that would be, yeah, that will be great and cozy and nice. So I'm going to do that. It's sort of a crazy idea, but I think, yeah, I will get lots of things done there. I will prep everything, so I will cut all the fabric pieces, all the pattern pieces, and bring it in the suitcase with my sewing machine. So this was everything for today. This was everything I wanted to share with you. Yes, I hope I'll see you again. As I've mentioned, I'm a pretty slow maker. It will probably be more like a seasonal thing every other few months. You can follow me on my Instagram page, Kleine Fluisteringen. Yeah, I really enjoyed talking to you. It was a bit of a chaotic, I don't know, structure. I need to find my way with doing this, but I hope you've enjoyed. If you're anywhere where it's hot, stay calm. I'm pretty hot. I saw that my necklace was like sticking to my skin. And yeah, I'm sweaty as well. I'm sorry if it makes you uncomfortable, but that's just what it is. I hope to see you soon. Thank you so much for watching. If you liked it, hit that subscribe button, and hopefully we'll see each other again. Bye.